Hey there, welcome back. Sorry, I'm a little behind schedule today. I set my alarm to come on at the right time, and then it was a little too early. So, of course, I just did something to pass the time, which I got super focused on. And I'm sure you've never had that happen, right? Anyways, I apologize for a little bit of a delay in getting on, but I will make it worth it to you because we are going to talk about SEO. Now, I know that that is something that a lot of newer bloggers really struggle with trying to figure out. And I think a lot of times it's easy to make it a little bit overcomplicated. Like you don't have to make it as difficult as it might seem. So I'm just going to log into Uber Suggest, which Uber Suggest is. They have a lot of free searches that you can do, not a lot, but a fair number of free searches that you can do every day. And then if you want to go switch over, you can switch over to either a monthly pay or a lifetime pay option. And their lifetime pay option is like $300, which is really pretty reasonable for for a keyword tool, excuse me, because generally they cost, I don't know, somewhere between 50 and $100 a month, it seems. So um some people are not necessarily like 100% confident on the results of Uber Suggest compared to something like Ahrefs, but that costs you $100 a month. So, as you're just getting started out, Uber Suggest is really, pretty good, pretty decent. I think it's pretty reliable. And generally, when you're looking at results from an SEO tool, what you're getting for your results is the tool's best idea of what Google thinks the rating should be. So Google makes they have their own process for figuring out what websites are going to be the best response to whatever search. So if you're searching for um, vacation destinations in New York City, for example, Google's going to give you their idea of what the best responses are. But that doesn't necessarily mean that that is what you're exactly going to want to be looking at. So it's as you interact with search responses, Google kind of takes those responses and fine tunes what they give for future questions that are asked of a similar nature. So when you kind of keep that in mind and then sort of bear in mind with that that you're creating content that's based on Google searches, and the terms that people use when they do searches are kind of important from an SEO perspective because you want things that people are actually searching for. So it's kind of a fine line. You want to have um, things that people are looking for, but not such broad terms. Like if you just said vacation destinations, you'd get places all over the world. When you focus in on New York City, okay, that's going to bring it to a much smaller group. When you focus on a particular destination or type of vacation or type of whatever it is, the more specificity you add, the more it's a very much more refined search. So you're getting fewer people looking for it, but the ones that are looking for exactly what you're providing. So that's why you want to get really specific in what you're offering. But then really you don't know, just as a general person, how many people are searching for that particular term until you put it into a search tool like Uber Suggest. And what Uber Suggest does is they will take a keyword that you put in and they will give you some ideas of other keywords along with the one that you provided, um, as far as what the volumes are and what the search difficulties are. Now, volume means the amount of searches that are made per month for that specific term. And sometimes you'll find like a decent-ish volume and a decent difficulty, but it'll have like a spelling error or it'll be the wrong year. And like surely people are searching for that, but you wouldn't necessarily want to create content that way. So you kind of got to balance things out a little bit. Um, but when we talk about keyword difficulty pertains to how difficult it is for your particular search term to rank. Meaning, if there are a ton of people all writing about New York and all of the travel destinations throughout all of New York, it's going to be harder for you to rank. But if you're writing about a very, very specific thing, then it's going to be an easier keyword difficulty. So, so let me share my screen so you can kind of see along with me. And we're not going to go in full detail, but I want to at least give you some bearing on what how this tool kind of works. Um, and if this is something that you appreciate, please let me know in the comments, and I can go deeper on that as well. So when you look at a keyword, you want to put in the search term, the keyword. So let me just think of something. Um, well, we were talking about New York, so why don't we just go with that? New York travel. And you'll also notice that when you put in a search, like New York travel means, a particular thing to you, but if there's terms that are different, they might be misinterpreted. Um, so The, so as you see here, like when you go New York weather, 3.4 million volume, like that's huge. If you're wanting to get a search difficulty that's easier, click on this view all keyword ideas, and it will give you a few more options for sorting. Now, I haven't honestly done a search for New York before, so this is completely foreign territory for me. Um, but what I generally do, you see these, the volume shows up here. That's how many searches a month. The SEO difficulty shows up here. You don't have to pay attention to the middle two rows at all. And so, as a new blogger, you want to set your search difficulty to 35 and under, and we'll see if New York has any idea. Oh, they do. And Uber suggested doing some weird stuff where their SEO scores are changing, but for at least our purposes right now, we'll go with the assumption that they're, like I said, they change after the fact. Um, so that it's some kind of a fluke, and I'm sure they'll get it fixed soon. It's been going on now for a week or so. Um, but as the numbers go, you're looking for numbers that are under 35, and that's what you would want to use for your content. And then you can also go through related and questions as well. So anyway, this is just the tip of the iceberg on how to use Uber Suggest and how to start thinking about SEO. There is so much more. It doesn't have to be complicated though, but there are, multiple layers of things to kind of think through and kind of process as far as how things work. But hopefully this has helped shed a little bit of light on the situation of how SEO works. And like I said, if you want me to go deeper on this, we certainly can look at doing that. Just let me know in the comments. As always, if you're listening live, please say hi. If you're listening in replay, please say hashtag replay, and we'll talk to you soon. Take care. Bye.